Jackson Radio Show.
Not only so Hillary wouldn't get in trouble on the email server scandal, we know felonies were committed. She fixed the primary, rigged the primary. Sounds like they're fixing and rigging here a general election or to overturn an election. And, you know, I mean, whatever word you want to describe that. Fixing, rigging, a coup, I don't know.
Yeah, you are describing the very elements of a palace coup. And after Jim and Mark Meadows and many others of us reviewed the intelligence information today, it is abundantly clear that the entire Mueller investigation is a lie built on a foundation of corruption. And what is so important is that we get this information into the public square. The best disinfectant for this corruption is going to be sunshine, and that's why Jim Jordan and I have joined many other members of Congress in calling for this information to be released for the review of all of the American people. You know, Sean, when you've been on this show each and every night making claims about the bias and the corruption and the deep state, people have accused you and your guests of being tinfoil hat folks, lone voices in the wilderness. This critical intelligence information will vindicate the claims that have been made by so many, and it is absolutely essential that we share it with all Americans. That's what we're fighting for in the Congress.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. You want some irony? I'll give you some irony. Who was that? Who was that we just had? Was there? I don't even know what congressman it was. I think it was DeSantis. No, it wasn't. It was not DeSantis. But anyway, he's telling Sean Hannity, you've been called all kinds of crazy things since you've been on TV, and you know, they call you conspiracy theorists. They tell us we're crazy and all these other things, and you've been vindicated. He's telling Sean, I can't tell you what's in there, but you've been vindicated. Now, do you think, look at the number of congressmen, Republican congressmen who've come out against this. The guy who has not said a word except to say it shouldn't be released is Adam Schiff out of California. That guy's more dangerous than Schumer and Pelosi combined. He's been on this witch hunt. When this is all said and done, Adam Schiff should be run out of D.C. He should. There should be some sort of remedy for a person who has been on this big of a witch hunt, has a personal vendetta of what against the president, and then comes up empty. And in fact, everything he said was a lie. You know what was interesting about this report? They opened it up to the 60 people or whatever on the committee. Not a single Democrat went to look at it. And you know what we haven't had? We haven't had a single leak. We've had people alluding to it. Look, you've been vindicated, Sean. Jim Jordan said something else. Other people, we'll play some other clips too. But they'll allude, oh, this is, you know, this points up to the highest levels and things like that. But that's all they say. We haven't heard, yeah, it definitely ties Obama. There's this or that. When there was anything going on with this so-called Russian collusion investigation, Adam Schiff and many of these other Democrats were leaking information in hopes of getting Trump, you know, impeached or whatever. And you know what's funny? Our theme for the show today is calm and panic, the yin and yang of them. Trump is calm. I said to people many times, I said, does that look like the demeanor of a guilty man? Trump would come out, blah, blah, blah. When Bill Clinton was under fire for the Lewinsky thing, before he even admitted it, you knew he was guilty. Because Bill Clinton was like, you know, listen, we just need to move on and do the nation's business. We're just going to move forward and do the nation's business. And we're going to do the nation's business and the nation's business and the nation's business. And it became a big deal. You know, we're not going to get caught up in all these things. We're just going to do the nation's business. And they had tested that phrase, came out okay. They said, this is what you use, Bill. Don't let him say anything. And every time he came out, you could look at him and you went, he's guilty. Even the left knew he was guilty. Hillary Clinton knew. Everybody around him knew. You want to know why? Because they know his character. They knew he was guilty. And now as he talked about, going to do the nation's business, going to do the nation's business. Trump's like, yeah, so, you know, we're going to do, you know, get rid of this. We're going to go over and there's no catchphrase. Trump's just like, yeah, we're saving jobs. We got Apple coming back. Hey, you noticed Apple came back? Look at this economy. Look at this stock market. Look at this. Look at that. And nothing for subterfuge. In fact, he's begging you to look at his work. Look at it. Go investigate. When they said the Russians, he says, go for it. Talk to whomever you need. I don't care. If there's somebody that's done something illegal, let me know. We'll do what we need to do. I don't care. And he goes back and he sleeps in the bosom of Melania. Well, Melania's bosom, or the bosom of Melania's arms, whatever. But he sleeps pretty good. Unlike Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton hasn't had a good night's sleep in about 20 years. You know it. I mean, both those guys are the same age. You wouldn't know it to look at them. Donald Trump looks like he's 20 years younger than Clinton. And I'm going to tell you something else. Donald Trump may get younger in the presidency versus older. You know how people, they become president and they get that gray hair? Donald Trump's going to get, his hair is going to start turning back, to blonde. It's going to get fuller. He's going to get fitter. Donald Trump's going to age in the negative direction. He's going to buck that trend. Oh, man. The ageless wonder. The Midas man. Donald Midas Trump. Unbelievable. I'm just telling you, these guys, I'm looking at this scenario really sadly. You know what I'm sad? I'm sad for our nation. We trust government. We're supposed to be able to trust them. These people, I think this is part of the reason why Republicans were hesitant to get this stuff out there. They're like, man, this is so explosive. People have been talking about this government being corrupt. I don't think they know to what degree. The average person doesn't. We do. Nothing they're going to tell us will surprise us. Because we're saying, Rand Paul was on TV the other day. He says, look, he's the biggest, security guy. Like, you don't give up your rights. He says, I understand the need for a FISA court. He says, but the problem is when it starts looking at Americans, we have an issue. So people get it. They understand why we put these rules in play. What we don't understand is why there are selective people, the elitists, that feel like I can break the rules. And not Donald Trump, Barack Obama's that guy. Donald Trump is a letter of the law dude. He can file bankruptcy. Hey, I did it. It was the law let me do it. What are you mad at me for? You don't like it? Change the rules. He's that simple. It's cut and dry. But not Obama. Rules don't apply to me. I will never forget. You can't find this video. God is my witness. You can't find this video. Barack Obama said he was sitting with Michelle Obama being interviewed, and they said, what happens if you win the presidency? You're going to still be able to do these things and, whatever he's going to do, play basketball. He goes, no. He goes, you got to give all that up. I mean, you become president, you work for the people. And you got to understand that's the commitment you've made to them. You pretty much lose your personal life. You lose your family life. You give that up in service to the people. Now, I'll ask you, do you think that happened? How much of Barack Obama's life did he give up? Because I'm going to tell you something. If you ask me, he added 4 lives to his life. This dude lived like the money was endless. Well, his time is short. The perception that people are going to have for him is going to change dramatically. The perception of what people are going to have for the presidency will change dramatically. The good news is Donald Trump's he's at least going to be able to say, well, I straightened it out. I want you to go back and reflect on what Trump said when he talked about draining the swamp. And people, how many politicians do you know? I'm going to go up to Washington. I'm going to change Washington. How many have said that? Many, right? Even in the movies, they say that nonsense. Watch out, Washington. I'm going to be changing you. They don't change anything. I caution, congressmen and senators. I go, look, stop saying that, because you're not. You're going to be one guy. If we're lucky, you'll be one guy in a sea of swamp rats, or in a lake of swamp rats, or a swamp of swamp rats. I'll get my body of water right here in a minute. But you're going to be one guy. And you're probably going to get corrupted. Donald Trump was uncorruptible. He had too much money, and he has a lot of pride, and he also wanted to get it done. That's why he was uncorruptible. Donald Trump's like, he wasn't going to get up there and go, "Ooh, yeah, man, this is the allure of being president." Donald Trump is just as well known, almost just as well known prior to being president as he is now, around the world. There's no difference. There's no starstruck mentality. There's no nothing. I'm just president now. He sees it as CEO. Is he used to it? Of course he is. Guy's had 20+ thousand employees most of his life. He's not worried about that. Anyway, I was going to talk about this Comey thing. I will when we come back because I want to play a couple more clips and we're going to get off this subject. But this is going to be around for a while. Get used to it. This is the most amazing thing in our lifetime, politically speaking.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.